Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome back to another video. So it's been a long while since I've talked about issues that are happening in the world. It's actually been over a month since I have. And I think now it's a good time to start bringing it back because I got an email on my phone earlier talking about some of the wars that are happening in the world. So, I think it's, probably about time I start talking about, what's happening in the world again. Let's get right to it. Possible war crimes in Israeli hostage rescue raid. UN. Not too sure what UN stands for, but the UN Human Rights Office has expressed concern about possible war crimes committed by both Israeli forces and Palestinian armed groups during a Saturday raid into Gaza's Nusrat. Sorry, I butchered the word. Refugee camp that rescued 4 Israeli hostages and killed hundreds of Palestinians. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about this. I'm not too sure how a I know that the armed groups, for Israeli forces, they rescued the 4 Israeli hostages and killed hundreds of Palestinians. But why were hundreds of if this is, how I'm feeling Israel wants to take it on, why would hundreds of Palestinians be guarding 4 hostages? I'm pretty sure probably majority of the hundreds there were, civilians. So yeah, let's continue. It was catastrophic the way that this was carried out. In that civilians again were caught smack bang in the middle of this. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Jeez, look at that. So Israeli forces may have violated the laws of proportionality, distinction, and precaution after at least 274 Palestinians were killed in the raid, according to the Palestinian health officials. That is sad. I'm not sure how a raid to rescue 4 Israeli hostages, added on 274 civilians dead. Lawrence also said that Palestinian armed groups holding Israeli civilians hostage in densely populated areas are creating added risk to both Palestinian civilians and hostages. All these actions are by both parties may amount to war crimes, Lawrence said. So yeah, he was saying Palestinian armed groups holding Israeli civilians hostage in densely populated areas. That's the most dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Who's actually leading the Palestinian army? Because why are you holding hostages near civilians? Near densely populated areas. Like, well populated areas, by the way. These aren't like, they're not going to go like hide them out in like, I don't know, somewhere in Palestine away from civilians, some underground bunker or something like that. No, they're putting them right dead smack in the middle of populated areas, populated cities, and 274 people died because of that. I just don't understand why that's their mindset. We're losing people, but it's all for these 4 hostages. 274 people died. 274, I'm pretty sure civilians, or was it just like, the people, the armed groups holding the civilians hostage as well? I'm not sure. That's not clarified. I'm just not reading it correctly, but I mean, at this point, we got to start thinking, who's headed this military? I can't believe that's what that's coming to, holding hostages in, populated areas. It's just not a good thing. So let's continue. The UN spokesman called for release of all remaining hostages, return of the remains of deceased hostages, and the exchange of Palestinian prisoners. It's not the first time concerns about war crimes have been raised amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Last month, the International Criminal Court prosecutor Karim Khan requested arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin, I'm gonna butcher your last name, Netanyahu, and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, as well as Hamas leaders Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Diaf, and Ismail Haniyeh for war crimes and crimes against humanity. A panel of judges is currently reviewing the request. Request. Okay. No, that's it. It is okay. You can read more at what ICC arrest warrants would mean for Israel and Hamas leaders. I'll leave a link to this in the description below, so you guys can go read that article. So yeah, if you guys want to continue reading onto this article, you guys can look at the link in the description. I'll put it down there for you guys, so you guys can go over the article. I'll also leave one to this article as well that I just read, so you guys can review it yourselves. That's really all I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully this war can come to an end sometime soon. Okay, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.